some of you who may remember, this is Ryan Hurst. Ryan Hurst is a young man from Newport Beach, California. He was an All-American water polo player. He played at UC, University of California, Berkeley. And he is now, I believe, 24, maybe 25. Um, he was, uh, his mother is a school principal, and she has been working in Japan at a military base, teaching actually the largest high school, um, largest American high school around the world. It's at a very large American military base south of Tokyo. Anyway, Ryan and his girlfriend, who also graduated from the University of California, Berkeley, were visiting the mother, and they decided to take a trip in a small rental van to northern Japan, where unfortunately Ryan got in an accident and was thrown by the car. He broke some vertebrae, and this picture on the left is him in the hospital prior to his surgery, and this is actually several days after the surgery with his KAATSU C3 and armbands on. These are the screws in his spine. It was a very major surgery, but remarkably, as you saw in the previous photo, the only thing that Ryan knew what to do was actually to do KAATSU. He was in northern Japan in an area where there is very, very little English spoken. However, he was able to be transported to a very good rehabilitation hospital, where unfortunately there's a lack of communication. So Ryan was left with his KAATSU unit and his desire to be able to literally walk again. This is one of the so I visited him at the time he was traveling. He only had his armbands with him, but I was able to deliver leg bands with him, and this is one of his first times that he was able to walk, and it's a short video. Oops.
Public talk. Lead with your feet.
That's the voice of his mother. She traveled up to visit him in the hospital, where she stayed in a nearby hotel. Ryan's surgery was on his back here, on his spine. That's where you saw the previous screws that were in his back. There were 7 altogether, but this is Ryan on after um, several days of KAATSU, and he was up walking. Just you could see his focus. He really, really wanted to rehabilitate himself well. A very smart, intelligent, driven young man. The mother is saying, if you didn't hear it, lead with your feet. Obviously, there was some worry about him falling. Oops. Now, I just received this video yesterday. Ryan and I had been talking. Ryan works with a very, very good KAATSU master specialist. But yesterday, again, I mentioned that Ryan was an All-American water polo player. This is Ryan at a local pool, and this is Ryan swimming in early March. So this is about 3.5 months after he was ejected from a vehicle and broke his vertebrae.
Yeah.
When I saw that, it nearly brought tears to my eyes. If we look carefully at what Ryan is doing,
Yeah,
Let's look at it again. Now, at this point, as a swimmer, but also just if you're a non-swimmer, it's pretty incredible. You can actually see the star. This is actually where the screws in his back are. And when he pushes off the wall, you can actually see him undulate or kick, butterfly kick, which is incredible. This means he has core strength. That means he has mobility and functional strength. Just watch this. To me, it's absolutely incredible. Oops, sorry.
yeah,
Watch his undulation right here. Just again, that it's very subtle, but it really tells me that his strength has been regained. And watch again how he literally moves through the water like a dolphin. Right there. Obviously, he's a very good swimmer, All-American, swimming quite well, strong, and this is a credit to the young man and what he was doing, KAATSU constantly throughout the day. So what were the key principles that he used? I've summarized it in 3 key points: low and slow, gentle and gradual, light and lactate. So low and slow, gentle and gradual, light and lactate. And I'd like everybody, it doesn't matter if you're an NFL quarterback or a paraplegic, aging baby boomer, or a high school athlete. These are 3 key KAATSU principles that everybody, myself included, should follow. And I'm actually going to now shift gears on why and how these key 3 principles are very important. And I'm going to take us back to Dr. Sato. This man on the left right here is Dr. Sato, the inventor of KAATSU. He started off as a young man as a power lifter, so he's trying to lift as much weight as possible, and then gradually he became interested in bodybuilding. Well, if you look at these 3 men, and this is at a I believe it's at a bodybuilding competition in Japan, and Dr. Sato at this year is 1991. He's 43 years old, and you could look at his arm definition here. Anybody would look at these 3 men, especially if you look at this arm, and say, oh, he lifts a lot of weights and he lifts a lot of heavy weight. Well, actually, that is not true. This is now Dr. Sato's 43 years old. So he's actually done at this point, including the several years of about the 7 years of experimentation on when he was developing KAATSU. He had been doing KAATSU for 25 years at that point. He had been doing 25 years of KAATSU, low and slow, gentle and gradual, light and lactate. He created those 3 principles, yet he has this kind of muscle definition. This is also in 1991. He's 43 years old here. This is in 2010. He's 62 years here. You could still see his arm definition. 2012, 64 years old, more arm definition. Dr. Sato again at 65 years old in 2013, same arm definition. Dr. Sato in 2014 at 66 years old. Dr. Sato in 2016 at 68 years old. This young man is one of his proteges. He actually right now is introducing KAATSU to various military. Dr. Sato in 2017 at 69 years old. Dr. Sato, sorry about the lightness of this, 2018 at 70 years old. Dr. Sato in 2019 at, oops, I think this is actually 73 years old, not 71. I miscounted there. I'm sorry, that was 70. one, and this is the most recent picture I have of him in 2021, where he's 73 years old. You can see he has the KAATSU bands on. He's using the C3. So again, whether Dr. Sato was 43 years old with a tank top or 73 years old, literally 30 years after that first photo we saw. So this is a time of 43 years. So 43 all the way to 73. It's incredible what he's doing. In all of those years, he's doing KAATSU frequently, starting at a very low pressure, doing KAATSU on, KAATSU off, KAATSU on, KAATSU off. He's using all the principles that we have taught. And so this is one example, whether it's Ryan Hurst, an All-American water polo player, or Dr. Sato, the inventor of KAATSU. These are two very very visual examples of how those three principles, low and slow, gentle and gradual, light and lactate, literally work.